I pledge allegiance to the space colony of Neo America and to the power it means to grasp and maintain by using me and my dreams as fuel for its political machinery. That was a scripted bit of fun. I'm Matthew, author, artist, and commentator, and these are my offhand remarks on the nation in G Gundam. So the Gundam Fight is kind of a sick arrangement. The idea is not new. This idea I'm presenting, that it's sick, is not new. In fact, the Italian police detective makes a strong argument against it in the first episode, and throughout the show, it sure seems like he is right. Aside from the destruction to the Earth that each nation sanctions, there are other things that bother me about what the different nations are doing in the show. And I want to take a quick break and say the nation is not the same as the people. However, at least my understanding, the nation only has power in as much as people are willing to cede that power to the nation for the greater good. In this instance, the Gundam Fight has replaced war, all-out war, with a Gundam Fight every single year for the last, every 4 years for the last 60 years, which would mean 15, or this is the 14th Gundam Fight, which I don't understand how that works, but whatever. There's probably some G Gundam history I'm missing then. Anyway, so every 4 years the Earth is brutalized. People who live on Earth still and not on the space colonies, their lives are threatened, their environment is damaged. Interesting though, we see that with the people being gone, the sea has healed and the sea is full of life again. In Mexico, anyway. I don't know if it's in the Gulf of Mexico or it's the Pacific Ocean or what, because I'm not sure where Domun and I can't remember his name now. Miguel, probably? Where they fought. I think it was Miguel and Gina, but maybe it was like Ro something instead. Sorry. Anyway, the point is that the Gundam Fight is a bad thing, or to some extent, because it's reducing war overall, which is a good thing, but it's damaging the environment. So it's like the people in the colonies are willing to sacrifice the environment of Earth, which they no longer live on, so they don't have a vested interest in it, and their like fellow nation members, I guess, if they even consider themselves to be part of the same nation or not. I don't really truly understand that, and I don't think it's been made crystal clear in the show, but they're willing to do that, and that really stinks. And I think beyond, like, I think a combat competition is better than an all-out war. But why not have the competition be smaller robots if you have to do robots, or just straight up martial artists or whatever representing your nation in single combat to rule space for 4 years. That would be much better, I think. Maybe the cost to individual humans would increase for the Gundam fighters, but the cost to the overall environment and the most people would be decreased. So I guess I'm making like a utilitarian argument for the evil, or the just how nasty the Gundam Fight is, and especially how it's like hurting Earth. But I think even more than how much it's hurting Earth, I think there's something really sick in the arrangement of the Gundam Fight when you have all these countries who are cheating or who are abusing their citizens. And this is why I said I'm talking about the nation in G Gundam, because each nation, Neo-Russia, Neo-America, Neo-Italy, Neo-Japan, is willing to do terrible things to its Gundam fighters, so that politicians who, as far as I understand, the politicians and the Gundam fighters have really nothing to do with each other, other than, I guess, the Gundam fighters are funded in having their Gundams, and maybe given prestige and some small measure of power, which I think they could get anyway in the open market, whatever, because these people have value and worth, and people like them, so they'd want to be around them. So, like, the Gundam fighters are... Well, anyway, let me get to my point. In order of appearance, as best I can remember, and maybe I'll pull up the show over here on the side and skim through the episodes real quick. You've got Neo-Italy, and in Neo-Italy, Michelob Chariot is their champion, and he was a mobster, and he was in the mob, in the mafia, and that means that he hurt people for a living. People that the state didn't tell him to hurt, but still, people that, he was hurting people, and he got paid for it, by his criminal enterprise, and now because he's a powerful warrior from being a criminal, he's being rewarded for that by getting this position, and you can see he's got this mansion, and I believe it said explicitly in episode 1 that the mansion was given to Michelob, and there's that, so that's a terrible thing. So the government is willing to, the nation, the government of Neo-Italy is willing to be immoral and support a criminal in order to, and I'm not talking about a guy who does drugs, I'm talking about a guy who hurts people for a living and really infringes on people's fundamental human rights because they want power. And they figure, well, this bad dude is going to get it for them. He's going to, defeat other people because he's so strong, because he spent a career being a bad guy and hurting people and taking things from people, that he's going to enable the Italian government to kind of do the same thing, basically. Then we go to Neo America, and I'm just kind of skimming the episode. So, like, all the people in Neo America are proud of Chibody, and they really want him. It's been his dream. He grew up on Earth, not on the colony, and eventually he made it to the colony. I don't remember how. For some reason, that episode just kind of like slides off of my mind. I think maybe I only watched half of it this time going through G Gundam again. But hold on, let me see. I'm gonna pause real quick. Okay, I don't know how literal this is, but I just watched the clip of them before the boxing match, and the guy with the mustache, very serious military or government guy, says basically, we're going to use Chibody, even though he's a fool, we're going to use him, and after he wins us the championship, I don't care if he dies. And they're all good with that. And then one of the government goons actually goes and ends up attacking Bunny, I think, one of Chibody's lady. I have such a hard time. They're his crew members, but like they're all. Well, anyway, they're all very attractive women who aren't afraid to exhibit their charms. But anyway, yeah. So that American government, I mean, these G-men that are working with Chibody, or that are supposed to be working with him, or they're handling him, I guess, are really, they're bad dudes, man. I know they want him to stay focused, and that's something important, but just, I don't know, the way, I think even one of them attacks Bunny. Yeah, the blonde guy, tall blonde guy, ends up attacking Bunny, and, not okay. Let me see, I'll move on. Let's see. Saishi, nothing really happens with him. Like, he's kind of on the up and up. It's weird that there's that criminal guy from the other, like the bandit rogue kind of guy, who ends up taking Dragon Gundam, but he's an independent operator. Neo France, I say, is fine too. Getting to Neo Russia, though, Neo Russia is bad. They've captured the space pirate. They're holding Argo Golski. They're holding all his friends captive, his pirate crew, which supposedly he's like a noble pirate, whatever, but still the Neo-Russian government is saying, basically, you fight and you win for us, and we'll let you go free, and if not, then your friends are all going to suffer, and we're going to hurt them. I don't know if that's if he fails, or if that's just if he doesn't comply. I'm not 100% sure. But also, Neo-Russia is sabotaging the Gundams of other people coming in, and they're capturing Gundam fighters, and basically cheating. And that's not cool. And then if we go to episode 6 of G Gundam, I'm just going to do the first few. You've got Domon going back to Neo Japan, which is against Gundam Fight regulations, and Rain is there with him, and she's part of this elaborate hoax that is tricking him into seeing the Dark Gundam. He wasn't there the day that the Dark Gundam went active, and Ryoji, his brother, went with it, and his parent, like his mom, got killed, and his dad ended up, I think, just getting injured, and then the government punished him by putting him in a coma, because the governments of Neo Japan is saying that Ryoji and whatever Mr. Kashu's names are were planning on this Devil Gundam thing together, and I'm calling it Dark and Devil because the dub it's Dark, and in the subs it's Devil, and I can see the subs too. But anyway, so like they drug him, they trick him, and they kind of like, I don't know, it's like torture almost what they're doing to Domon, and the cool thing about it is that he reveals his super form for his Gundam, of Shining Gundam, and it's from all his rage against his brother, because he's mad at his brother for like ruining his life and hurting his mom and all that stuff, or killing his mom really. And anyway, like that's really awful that they're coercing him and they're like really awfully using him and manipulating him, and that's just pretty awful. Neo Mexico, I'm heading on there, and I'm gonna cut it after this. So I don't remember 100% what they're doing with him. I'm just gonna pause real quick and double check. Anyway, so New Mexico's guy is Chico Rodriguez, and as soon as he is found, when he's out in the open, a government guy from Mexico, Neo Mexico, tells his men to fire on Chico and kill him. And I think their plan is just to replace him with another Gundam fighter, or they can say like, look, we lost, but we lost honorably because our guy got killed, and they were gonna like murder him and then cover it up. So anyway, this is an interesting thread I'm going to have to keep pulling on. It kind of goes away from focusing on the government, and it's more about the fighters and growing their powers as you approach like 12, 13 and on to like 16, 17 of G Gundam, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm going to keep going and keep looking into it, and like I said, I'll pick up on this thread because from my memory, this definitely gets brought up again, and it's kind of seated in the first quarter of the show, and it gets picked up in the last bit. I think it's a 52, hold on. It's a 49 episode show, so roughly quarter. It'll come back to that. So anyway, that's all I have to say for now. I don't know. Do you think I'm way off base on this whole G Gundam government corruption thing? Is this a common thing in Gundam? I don't really know. I know it often involves politics and stuff like that. The only other Gundam I tried to watch really was Gundam Seed, which was boring, at least to me. And gosh, what was it? Oh, Gundam Wing, and I watched like the first episode, and like the main guy's terrible, and the girl's like willingly accepting abuse from him. It was a weird scene, and I didn't like it, so I didn't stick with it. So anyway, is G Gundam unique in its like attack on government and authority, and kind of like having an anti-authoritarian streak? I mentioned Domoon tearing up his passport. That's a very like free person thing to do. So anyway, if you know, let me know in the comment section, or just you can call me out for being a right-wing nut or whatever. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you can watch every episode as it becomes available. Thank you so much for your time. If you enjoy my work, please give it a like and share it. If you'd like to chat, hit me up in the comments or tweet me at RC_Moon, M-U-N. Be well, and remember, don't curse that darkness. Shine your light. Until next time.